What's his name?
Something's like happening right now.
Clerg. Wait, Kurg? Clerg? Clerg? Oh, he's ready. Saying his goodbyes.
Oh, okay.
I'm just watching Dina's vlogs while I work. I need to catch up on YouTube videos. So let me just talk while I color in this bowl, which is too dark gray than I wanted, but that's okay. I really felt like pulling out my gouache today, so I did. And so I'm using gouache today, my acrylic gouache. Yeah, I'm just catching up on YouTube videos because this week, work-wise, in terms of, sorry for the shaking, in terms of full-time day job, oh, it's horrible. It was the worst week. I didn't vlog much because I didn't feel very well. I didn't feel very well. On Monday, I actually took the day off because I didn't feel well. And then when I got back to work, we had a ton of deadlines to finish. I pretty much had to do reports nonstop. So, and then I went out with my friend on that Wednesday, and that was nice. But I also had to stay for work quite late, and I was afraid of getting carpal tunnel because I was typing like nonstop all day because we had to. This report was due, and I'm working on this spaghetti bowl. So the camera is a bit more shaky than usual because I actually have it on the drafting table itself. So whenever it's just shaky. So anyway, I just wanted to mention I got this espresso color, Prismacolor espresso. Oh, you can't really. It's called espresso, and I thought it would be gray, but it makes sense that it's slightly more brown. So it always throws me off because I'm like, this looks gray, but then it's brown. Did you break it?
You're only tie it back.
No, it's impossible. This thread is just like regular sewing thread.
Is this the bags they give you at like Metro?
Why is it an alien?
Thanks for breaking it.
That's Reddit.
A toy that my friend gave me.
You're a legion, mate.
Yeah, well, if your friend sees this.
Say it, you already mouthed it.
Yeah, my brothers are on this ride. Might as well tell you the story while I'm cutting this open. So I had been going back and forth about whether or not I would cut my hair. And whenever I get a haircut, I want to do a haircut. I don't want it to be like a trim because that's a waste of money, in my opinion. So Monday was a very bad hair day for me. My hair was so heavy. It felt like the heaviest it has ever been because it was getting so long. Plus the ends were really damaged. So I had like a Britney day. Like bad, I think it was 2007. Like I just felt the compulsion to just cut it off without any regards to who was gonna cut it. So I went to 2 salons. I went to a salon like right beside my work, and I was like, can you cut my hair today? And like, no, we don't have any openings. And the first salon I went to, they didn't have any openings. They're pretty high end, so and they had a good reputation. The second salon I went to after the first salon said we didn't have any openings was like a hair cutting place beside a food court. And I'd never heard about this place before, and yeah, it didn't have the best, aesthetics, and the lady that cut my hair really felt like she didn't really care because I showed her some pictures. I had some pictures that I wanted, but she really didn't listen to me. She just listened to the part where I said I wanted it right below my chin. And as you can see, it's not right below my chin. And it's okay. It's fine. She did a good cut. It's fine. It's just not what I wanted. So I'm okay. It'll grow out. I'm using bobby pins right now because if they're out, it kind of looks like a big bowl cut. Like a, you know, 80s kind of dream girls look. And I'm not really into that because my face is already square round. So if you add like... Anyway, if you add a globe on top of this already round face, it's just way too much. So anyway, have fun looking at me. Yeah, so it's okay. It's just hair. It'll grow out. Plus my hair grows really fast, so it really doesn't matter. Some oversized watercolor paper. This one is 12 by 18 because I have a commission that I still have to do, but I've been waiting on this size because I'm going to do a big commission this size. So got that.
Francis menu is amazing. It was fresh, everything was coming out on time. Don't be scared of change. Embrace it.
So that's the clamp right now. It's right here, so whenever I move it, it will shake. Okay, so it's now 10 o'clock. I am done working on these comics. Well, not done everything, but I finished 2 spreads tonight. So that's good. Look at this. Look at this. It's not that visible, but I used a lot of blue, and you can see the wax and just the shininess on my hand there. I did 2 spreads tonight, and I did a draft cover. And these are the remaining spreads that I have to do. I think there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spreads in there. So that's not too bad, and then I can work on the cover. So yeah. I took out some of my comics from my library, so I can look at how the covers look like. For some reason, sometimes I can't think of any cover design, so, and I'm trying to make more exciting book covers. That's why I pull out these references and see what's in the back and what's in the front. Anyway, I think that's it for me. I actually charged my iPad, so I think I'm going to draw a little bit tonight. I have an idea in my head that I want to flesh out, so I'm going to do a couple of sketches, and maybe tomorrow, which is Friday, my Friday night drawing day, I can flesh that out. So yeah. Anyway, good night, and I will see you guys in the next clip. It's Friday night. I am wearing the same sweater from yesterday, but I just got back home from work, and my package came. I ordered some cheap pastels. I think they're Staedtler brand or Pentel brand. I am going to work on an illustration. I will show you what I did on my iPad last night. I actually did it in bed, and I wanted to quickly talk to you guys about something. Oh, this hair. So it looks like it's dumb. Anyway, I officially told my boss today that I wanted to cut down my hours. If you've been following me for a long time, you know that I went back into full-time work like almost a year ago, maybe a year ago and a little bit. I went back into full-time work after being part-time for a bit. And so I did that, and I've been doing really well, but the last few months I've been having trouble kind of juggling my work. I've been having trouble juggling hours for my full-time job and juggling hours trying to get in some artwork at the end of the day, which I usually do it after 5 when I get home at around 7 p.m. at night. So usually I'd work all day, come home, and work on Patreon, work on projects until I go to sleep around midnight. I try to go, I'm pretty good early in the week getting to bed at around, midnight-ish, but then towards the end of the week I just can't do any more work because I get so tired, so I get to bed at around 10, or I'm pretty much done for the day. I can't do any more artwork at like 8 o'clock. So I've been having trouble with that, and my exhaustion has been bleeding into my day job. So I told my boss today that I wanted to work something out with him where I can work for less hours and hopefully get a 3-day work week. And so in principle, he said yes. So that's really good news. It's just we have to figure out what the days are going to be. And I've said this before, but I've been very, very lucky to have a very good boss. He is very understanding about all the stuff that I'm doing outside of my job. He's very supportive and he's very encouraging, and I know I can't get this from any other person, any other boss. So I'm just so thankful. I'm afraid of asking for things for myself a lot, and my boyfriend and I talked about it this week. I told him what I wanted to say and what I wanted, and he helped me and he coached me through it because he's a lot better at that stuff than I am. And he's like, Joy, don't back down with what you want because you need to keep that sanity. I like working both jobs. I do. If it were me, I would try and jump back into freelancing 100%, but I just, knowing myself, I don't think I can handle that right now. I like the stability of a job, and I also get a lot of fulfillment working at this day job, because I like working in the field, in that kind of field, like admin and a lot of psychiatric stuff. So I really enjoy that, but I also enjoy my art and I want to build up the business. So today I had that conversation with him. It went well, and so in the next few months, well, hopefully in the next weeks, I will be able to get some kind of 3-day work week schedule or some modification of that. But another thing that's important that's come out of this conversation is I'm gonna get myself a studio. I know I have a studio. I have this dark corner of the what is supposed to be the living room. I decided to take this corner. I used to be with my boyfriend here in this room. This was our office, but I decided to get this corner because it was bigger. I could add more. Add stuff to it, but I couldn't handle the kitchen. Yeah, so the biggest part was the kitchen. It really kind of, instead of looking like a studio like I wanted to, or feeling like it where I had that, concentration work-wise, I couldn't do it because sometimes my boyfriend would come in and he'd like make a tea and it'll be really loud, and when I'm streaming my camera picks up the thermos, and it just really frustrated me because I didn't feel like I had a studio. I had a space, and that's all it was. That's why I haven't put up any artwork on my walls. Well, partly because I moved back in recently and I took it all down, but I just didn't feel like it was my studio. And I'm 28. I'd really want to get a space that is like a studio because I'm already 28 and I still haven't gotten that goal, and that has been my goal for a long time, because space is important for me if I want to be creative. First, financials are creative. Financials are important for creativity for me. Space is important for creativity for me. So there's that. So I'm getting a new studio, and you already know where it's gonna be. It's not gonna be. If it was an out of the house studio, that'd be cool, but that's totally expensive. So I have talked to my boyfriend, and I am taking his office. It's gonna be mine. I feel like this place is a lot more light in the morning too, and that is really great. So he's agreed to switch spots with me, even though he will miss his door. I want that door. So yeah, I don't want to show you too much of this office because that is his office. But first, hopefully I get to move into that thing this weekend. When I make a decision and want something, I kind of want to do it right away, which is kind of bad, but also mostly bad actually. So that's what's going on. So I've kind of been MIA in terms of the last vlog and also some artwork because I've just been dealing with a lot of restabilization, just balancing everything again because it was just getting too much on one side. I feel like that's my life lately. Well, for the last 3 years or so, it's just maintaining this seesaw into this. So yeah, let's go with my studio. I have some plans, having a more personal and closed off space. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting. I got pastels because I wanted to experiment on them. Pencil crayons and large surfaces to draw or to paint in is difficult, so maybe I was wondering if pastels can like do the job. Oh, that's so... Oh shit, this isn't my pastels. Oh fuck, I opened the... Guys, from... Oh shit! I opened the tenants upstairs package. I didn't even read. They said the pastels were gonna come today. Oh my god, what is this? My mug has finally broken. We bought a set of these. There was one called a Madame. This one's a Monsieur. These were from Walmart, and we bought them when we moved into this place in 2012, and I dropped it. So, but I still want to use it because it's like the perfect size. We haven't been able to find a mug that looks like this, where it's like you can put a lot in it, but it's not too bulky. Anyway, that's a mug talk for you. So I made a coffee, and now I can get started. So this was the initial sketch that I did at lunchtime at work. I had an idea of people on like a bike that has multiple seats on it. I don't know what it's called, like a poly bike, I don't know, multi-bike. And then I took a picture of this and I put it on my iPad, and then right now I'm going to show you the time lapse for that sketching process that I don't think I've fully fleshed out yet, but more fleshed out than this, definitely. This is what I have so far. It looks like it's going to take me a longer time to flesh out the drawing, so I think I'm going to switch gears and work on a commission tonight. I was sent to commission maybe a week and a half ago, so I need to get that done. I couldn't get it done right away because I was waiting for the paper that I ordered for it, but anyway, here is the final, well, not final, the idea. I feel like it's gonna need a lot more working, so let's switch gears.
They were trying to figure out what they could do to reduce the smell. Oh, there's one light left.
I'm just glad there's something I can finally show you, but it's a commission that I received, again, like I said, and it's gonna be feet. Just different kinds of feet. And no, it's not a pervy thing. At least I think it isn't. No, I'm just kidding. It's not a pervy thing at all. So somebody had emailed me and said that their mom had seen my art book, and my art book has this page. Let me show you. My art book, it's available in my shop if you would like a copy. It's $25. But my art book has this page here that I guess her mom saw, and it's just a bunch of shoes. So her mom is a orthopedic, something, not ortho, probably, maybe something like that. I don't remember the exact profession, but feet. She deals with feet therapy, and she wanted an illustration that it was just all feet, and it was 16.5 by 12. So I am doing the pencils for that. Sorry about the shadow. And I'm filling this whole page up with feet, just like I did with these, but it's going to be pairs of feet instead of shoes. Same style, which is quite a challenge. I say it's a challenge because compared to the shoes, I can't rely on patterns and different colors. The feet are going to be mostly flush. Some of them have pant legs that are showing. Some of them are going to have nail polish. So what she wanted was just different pairs of feet. Maybe one with a missing toe, one's hairy, one's a black foot, one's an Asian foot, something like that. Just like a variety of feet, which is really exciting. So this is what I'm doing. And hopefully I have like 2 pairs of baby feet, 1 kid feet. I need to add in a foot that has like a missing toe or something, because I've seen some people with missing toes, just like wrinkly feet. I looked up old feet and all I see are just like feet that are just full of liver spots. So I guess I just have to incorporate that when I color it in. So it's a very challenging commission, just because of the content, because it's going to be flesh tones. So we'll see. And I'm gonna try, and I'm trying to keep it not too realistic, because that's not my style. They paid for the style that I do, and sometimes when I'm doing commissions I get so overwrought and I'm like, oh, this isn't good enough, but people pay you for your style when they commission you. So I'm just trying to remember that. If you're interested in getting a commission, they're quite pricey, but they are up on my shop. So just so if you're curious. Okay, let's go draw more feet.
Just right now?
Yes. I'm going to give you the exclusive statement that I got from the Garden Grove Police. There was approximately 4,000 to 5,000 people at most. There was not 20,000 people there.
That means that there was 1,000 people inside, just like they said, and then 4,000 people paid tickets outside.
The hotel ballrooms where the event was scheduled could hold a maximum of 1,000 people. TanaCon had sold 4,000 tickets. What's going on?
Yeah. Literally exactly what we thought.
Yeah.
There was no permit for this.
Do you hear how loud that kettle is? So it is almost 11 p.m. on Friday, and this is what I got done. I have 2 more feet to finish up, plus the pant legs on these guys. But here it is. I'm just gonna cut off this inch here so it's the right size. But I don't know. It's very different because it's not something that I usually do, because again, in my style it works best if there's a little bit more pattern and more, I guess, shapes in them. Like that's why for like certain pieces like this, like flat, just like flat surfaces of color, it's harder to get like nice depth if there's no shadow or anything. That's why I like putting patterns and stuff. Anyway, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's harder to replicate that with just surfaces of feet. So I like it, but at the same time I don't know how I feel about it. I really like it when I look at it in overall, but if I look at the feet individually, I don't know, it just doesn't like meld. I think maybe it needs a background or something. It was also difficult for me to decide how I would lay out the feet. Like they're disembodied, because that's the only way I can see myself doing it. There was another way I was thinking of where there were just like a couple feet standing in a row, but it doesn't look like what she asked for from my art book. So I just did what I thought I would usually do if I was going to do a Patreon award of just feet. I would just draw the feet individually and lay them out on a page like this. So I stayed with that idea. So I'm happy with it, but at the same time I'm very confused about it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? My favorite pair of feet right now are the baby feet right here, and I really like this feet. This one's going to be hairy as well, and this one is going to be hairy too. So anyway, I'm going to make myself more coffee because it's out, and then I'm going to keep working on the last few things in here.
It's the coolest thing. I've checked it out. You've seen my tits.
I know the vacuum cleaner man. He's seen my tits.
Like I said,
Need a big gun, big enough to hold your love. Need a big gun.
It's now 12:30. I can't even see it, it's so blown out. But I have now finished the sketch for this, and I think I'm going to print it out and draw it on my paper. I transferred it from my iPad to Photoshop so I can print it out on paper and trace it on my watercolor paper. So what you saw, I decided to put like robber masks on them just to add a little bit of a story, even though it doesn't make sense. Like, why would you rob a bank or whatever and get away on this kind of bike? I thought it was just funny, so we're gonna do that. So I printed it slightly large because it doesn't matter. I'm just going to continue in the sketch, and I wanted it bigger than an 8.5 by 11. I mean, I could actually stretch it a little bit more, so I'm going to do that. Alright, so I printed it on 8.5 by 14 so I can fit a bit more, and I think I can transfer it now by in pencil. I also printed this out. This was from my iPad. I was working on this when I was heading to Montreal for MCAF, and I forgot about it. Then I looked at my Procreate gallery, and I was like, oh yeah, this piece. So I think I might do this one tonight, actually. I might even get, I don't know, I'm torn. I think this one will require a lot more work in terms of finishing up the pencils, so I'll leave that for later. And then this one I might do tonight. I don't know. I just want to get a piece finished, but I also know that I should be working on other things. But again, Friday night I would reserve it for just fun art stuff. And I think that might have to change once I get into that schedule I was telling you about, the 3-day work week. I don't know, it's possible that I might work, because it's going to be different every week depending on my boss's needs. So Friday might be one of my art days, my freelance art days. So I don't want to do just fun stuff on Fridays. I'll probably have to do more work stuff. So that was the other thing that I was thinking about what went wrong in terms of my freelancing when I jumped into it right after school. And I think what went wrong, I don't know if I talked about this in a vlog before, but I think one of the reasons it went wrong was I didn't have a schedule for myself. I went through day to day just thinking like, okay, today I'm gonna do this, but I needed more of a schedule like I did with my 9-to-5 job, which I missed a lot. So I need that. I need some sort of schedule, and I was thinking of different things. I was thinking like maybe, and I know it's going to be difficult to schedule stuff, consistently schedule things when every week my schedule is going to change in terms of my day job. But I think, like, I was thinking like maybe on the days that I have off, I will be doing a stream, and the stream is not going to be dedicated to like talking to people on the stream, but it's going to be like a behind the scenes, what I do in a day, art stuff. So it'll just be, I won't be interacting with the camera. I'll just have a camera somewhere and you can see what I'm working on, and I can interact from time to time but for the most part I'm gonna be working. And that could be a way where I can set myself a schedule. So I'll be working on something and it's going to keep me, keep me kind of like on track, because somebody might be watching me, kind of like a boss, but even though I am my own boss. So I just been thinking about that. I just needed a schedule. What else did I need? I needed to let go of the fact that I need to create a piece every time I draw. It's getting really bad to the point that I don't feel like an artist if I don't create something finished every time I draw. And that's a bad habit, I think, for me. Setting myself up for like perfect goals every time. And I'm not saying that every art piece I make is perfect. It's just I want to create finalized pieces. And I think it stemmed from when I was younger. I always struggled with creating finished piece, and now that it's getting easier, it's kind of a way that I rate myself, when I shouldn't be doing that anymore, because I can finish pieces now and I just don't have to do it every time, Anyway, so yeah, I've been thinking about those two things. But what was I saying? Yeah, so I might have to let go of the Friday art night, because Fridays might not be a fun art night. It might be a Friday of work. Oh, I got an email. My eyeliner is pretty much gone. It gets to this point where there's nothing in the inner corners because I wipe my eyes constantly, because I tear up all the time, and not because I'm crying or anything, but my eyes gets really sensitive if I don't take breaks. So that's why that's that. And my hair looks crazy because I have bobby pins up here that are falling down. I've been really into just putting them up like this in a bobby pin that's less messy than this, because it kind of lessens the roundness of it. I'm just talking now. I think so this is like what happens when I remember when I was on freelance. I was just like kind of all over the place. I didn't have set things to do every day. I was like, I feel like doing this, and then I switch gears, and then I never